Hello there, Paramar. Okay, let's have a look. Great for taking action and writing these emails, these essays. Let's have a look. Since the beginning of educational practices, the academic arrangements have been critical to public debates. Some suggest that innovative instruction methods should be employed in pupils' training. Okay, so Saxon genitive there. We need a little comma at the end of the S, okay, to show that training belongs to pupils. Others contest that schools only aim is to educate students using traditional methods. I am of the former view, and this essay will analyse before a reasoned conclusion is reached. Okay, good. Firstly, most would accept that education can be better digested by youths if they are accompanied by imagery such as photographs, videos, and paintings. Okay, lists 1, 2, and 3. Okay, that's really important. We're going to look into that in the next videos. For example, I remember be careful, Paramar, because this is not what's taught in the video. Okay, in the video, you're supposed to follow a structure. Yeah, and the structure is next where we say this is because. All right. Anyway, I'll just correct it, but try and follow the acronym in the next essays, okay? Because it just makes it easier for you to write. Also, there's modules about how you should write the examples, okay? So you might want to watch all the videos and then start submitting the next essays, okay? For example, I remember a great high school teacher of mine who used a small documentary about Indian independence to help us clearly comprehend our history, full stop. Because of his radical approach to engaging the students in the difficult subjects such as history, all our class performed well on this subject. Good. Thus, my experience makes it clear that presenting lessons in a more entertaining way would enhance student performance. Okay, fine. Good towards the end regarding grammar. I'm not going to go into how to write examples because we've got that in a video, but the two important things here are follow the acronym and watch the video about how to give examples, okay? And we can make it sound much more academic, all right? Moreover, modern teaching methods produce innovative future generations, we're going to use hedging, all right? Nowadays, and more Western, we can't say nowadays and more Western schools, no. Okay, we just say more Western world schools embrace a ubiquitous method to instruct science and maths using interactive digital technology, which allows them to explore their curiosity. Okay, Paramar, I would strongly recommend you go for simplicity in your sentences because they can get really complex, and when the complexity increases, there is more ambiguity because there's in this case, there's more grammar mistakes, and that makes it harder to understand, and which makes it harder to determine whether you're actually answering the question of the task response, okay, which is related to task response. So just bear that in mind for the next essays you write. As a consequence, the young learner becomes very creative and experiments with their ideas at a very young age. You see, that sentence was perfect. Shorter, perfect, no grammar mistakes, crystal clear. That's much better. This is thought to be a core reason why the USA and UK have the highest superlative innovators in the world. Therefore, making school education more interesting can be beneficial to society. Good, very good way to finish. In conclusion, my view is that society would be far more advantageous research how to use wood would be far more advantageous from using a creative learning method than the traditional way of study. Good. It is hoped that educators will strongly emphasize making study much more interesting and easily digestible than the present way of teaching. Excellent. Good work there. Good work. But my main instructions here is follow the acronym, keep an eye on the grammar mistakes. I'll talk about that in a second. And yeah, but other than that, it's really good. Oh yeah, and be careful with long sentences because they can really distract from what you want to communicate. Okay, let's see. It is certainly true that children enjoy learning if they find the subject more interesting. Perfect. Good. Many argue that engaging kids with enjoyable activities would enhance their cognitive abilities and develop life skills that merely reading cannot. Good. I agree with the statement, and this will be demonstrated before reason conclusion to share. Okay, be careful with these kinds of sentences, because you could have put that sentence in this essay, okay, because it's not specific to this essay. Be careful there. The examiner will spot that and they will call you out, okay? So if you are going to write something like that, just make sure, I agree that enjoyable activities are superior to reading, and this will be demonstrated before a reasoned conclusion is shared, okay? Just make it relevant, make it specific to this essay. For one, I'll just start with firstly, children are often more biased to other curriculum activities than involving themselves in the study, okay? But if their method of teaching changes, they might tend to find study more enthusiastic. Okay, sorry, yeah. If their method of teaching might change, they tend to find study more enthusiastic. Okay, that's fine, sorry. I have seen this in action firsthand with my own kid, comma. He prefers learning a subject, such as maths, in a practical way by measuring his height using a scale. Okay, so once again, this sentence needed to be reworked. Let me just see. I have seen this action firsthand with my own child, comma. He prefers learning a subject such as maths in a practical way, comma, by measuring his height using a scale. Good. Excellent. Furthermore is better. He demonstrates maths principles by building a house model using trigonometry. Good. Therefore, my experience makes it clear that student creativity would be boosted by approaching study in a different way. Okay, good. But once again, if we follow the acronyms and use different types of examples, we can transform the writing to sound considerably more academic, which you will learn in the next videos, okay? In addition to this, engaging children to play might bestow on them vital life skills which would be difficult to learn from reading mere books. Good. So you might want to research on how to use mere. Okay. Moreover, children could be better to learn team spirit. Okay. Moreover, for children, it could be better to learn team spirit and spatial skills if multiplayer games were incorporated into their daily routine. Conditionals. You need to review first, second, and third conditional, okay? As such skills would not be possible to develop from the traditional way of study. Good. Thus, it is easy to see why there is strong support for extracurricular activities, especially regarding the overall development of children. Okay, so I rewrote this to avoid the grammar mistakes, okay, and then just polished the ending for the overall development of children, or we could just say regarding the overall development of children. Okay, regarding, in my opinion, it sounds more academic, and this is what we want. We want academic English. Okay, it's more sophisticated as well to use regarding rather than for. All right. I'd like to see it as well in the next essay if you could. It would be fantastic. To summarize, some skills would be easily instilled in children by doing activities that they enjoy, rather than the simple act of reading. It is hoped tomorrow more people will embark upon this new strategy. Good work. Right, Paramar, what I want you to do now is implement all the corrections that you've heard in this essay. Implement them on these essays, okay? And send me back the corrected essays. Okay, so they're basically perfect. Make a list of all the mistakes you've made as well. Okay, this is called your improvement list. Then I want you to write me 2 new essays answering the questions in this email. And once you've written those 2 new essays, check them for mistakes you've made before, and then send it all together. Send me the corrected versions, your error list, and your new essays. Okay? And then also watch the videos. Okay? And use the acronym. You're doing really good, Paramar. Let's keep on improving.